One of my favorite things about Donald Trump is that he thinks everybody else is as stupid as he is. See, recently, right, when Elon Musk took over Twitter and he said, I'm going to let Donald Trump back on Twitter, Trump said, thanks but no thanks, because Truth Social is phenomenal. It's doing wonderful. We're getting all these new users. Engagement is up. It's the best place on the internet. We're doing better numbers than everybody, he told us. But if that were the case, his lawyers would not have filed a brief this week to try to reinstate Trump's lawsuit against Twitter to get his account reinstated. Because in spite of the fact that Musk has said, I'll put you back on Twitter, he hasn't actually put Trump back on Twitter, even though Trump doesn't want to come back to Twitter. You know, he's just having his lawyers basically refile a lawsuit so that Twitter has to let him back on. Basically, he's running and telling his mommy, like, Mommy, they're not letting me play. And he's hoping that this will do it. But in the filing, Donald Trump's lawyers made what might be one of the dumbest arguments I have ever heard in a court filing in my life. I'm going to read it. Here it is. Most people once believed these to be crackpot ideas. Many still do. But crackpot ideas sometimes turn out to be true. The Earth does revolve around the sun, and it was Hunter Biden, not Russian disinformation agents, who dropped off a laptop full of incriminating evidence at a repair shop in Delaware. Galileo spent his remaining days under house arrest for spreading heretical lies, and thousands of dissidents today are arrested or killed by despotic governments eager to suppress ideas they disapprove of. But this is not the American way. His lawyers, in their court filing, compared him to the persecution of Galileo Galilei. Wonderful, right? It would make a pretty speech. If you want to give historical context to people who've been persecuted, Trump loves to pretend he's being persecuted. It would make for a good speech. But in terms of being an actual legal argument, that's not it. This thing that I just read to you was written by people who paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to attend law school and learn how to write briefs, learn how to file cases, and this was the garbage they came up with. I would like to know where these lawyers went to law school. And I would like to help these lawyers get their money back for that education, because clearly it did not work for them. Maybe it's a class action type thing. Maybe you can get a bunch of these lawyers together and sue to get their money back, because clearly they did not get a quality legal education if they think that comparing Trump to Galileo in a court filing has anything to do with anything. Because it doesn't. The judge should look at this, tear it up, throw it back in their faces and say, please don't ever bring another thing into this courtroom again, including yourself. That's how stupid this is. But it's also pretty dumb that Donald Trump is out there hyping up Truth Social, yet behind the scenes where he thinks nobody's looking, he's suing to get his ass back on Twitter. That's pathetic. That is absolutely horrendous. And not to mention the fact, if Trump goes back to Twitter, it is effectively going to kill Truth Social. Which, by the way, is already dying. It's probably going to be dead in a couple months anyway. But if Trump bails and goes to Twitter, it's basically an admission that his own conservative social media platform was a stupid idea from the beginning, and that he's just quitting on it like he's given up on so many of his other failing businesses.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.